Guys, in this video, we're going over how to deep clean a pool table from top to bottom, inside and out. This is a crucial thing for especially bar owners, pool room owners, even vendors that have a bunch of tables in play and you get sick and tired of paying just, expensive recovery bills. And I'm telling you right now, the tables do not need it. They just need to be taken care of. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, let's take a quick assessment of the table. You can see we got the burn marks where people break from. We got little jump burn dots all over the table. We got the skid marks the whole way to the head ball, and we got some break or rack area marks as well. Cloth is not in terrible shape, but it is in need of a deep clean. As you can see, since we take really good care of our table, down in the pockets, it's not real dusty. A lot of people will just brush, knock all the dust from brushing down in the pockets, but then this is what happens right here. Look at all this dust. Look at how dusty that all is. That gets all over the balls. Then the balls come right back out on the table. Look at that. And yes, I do have a way to get in there. Let's look from the other end real quick. So if you look down in this gully, you'll be able to see all that dust down through there. Well, that gets on the balls and comes right back out on the table. All right, so the first thing you want to do is get the spot off before you do any real deep clean. Now, if you're just brushing the table or doing a quick vacuum job or something like that, it's not a big deal. But you do just yank this off real quick if you're doing what I call a deep clean. So I'll get that the rest of the way off. All right, guys, so what will you need? This vacuum here with the bristles in it and stuff is only whenever a table is very, very dirty. And even when you run something like that, I suggest a lower powered one like this Shark. That works good, it has a low setting. You should be using a brush or a Simonis X1 often. That's something you should be relying on weekly, I would say. The orange glow is just for when you're done to wipe things down, let it dry, wipe it back off so it looks nice. This table has a good many hours on it. The cloth has been on there for quite a while, and this is the first time I'm actually spraying it with some sort of cleaner. You don't want to be using this very often, and you don't want to get your table too wet. And if you do, run a dehumidifier and keep the room real warm to get it dried back out as soon as possible. This right here from Harbor Freight is an awesome, any very small shop vac. This is high powered, no bristles, works awesome. Highly recommend that. This thing back here is great for diamonds especially, but it's good for all tables, especially tables that have ball returns and valleys and bar boxes and things like that to get down in the pockets and in the runners and in the return. Then finally, a good ball cleaner, code Dan Mulholland at checkout at Perimeter Billiard Lights gets you this one at 5% off. Anyway, let's get into it and let's start knocking this thing out. All right, guys, I have a very unique take on cleaning pool tables because I'm a player, cue builder, but I'm a table mechanic. I've been a table mechanic since 2002, and I do a lot of bar rooms, and I can tell who takes care of their table and who doesn't. As soon as we take the bedcloth off, sometimes it's nice and clean under there. We barely need to do any cleaning or any shop vacuuming. We can put the new bedcloth on. Other places we go, we take the bedcloth off and we instantly get covered from head to toe in dust that is dust and chalk that's trapped under the cloth. That's why tables roll bad. That's why tables are slow. It causes all kinds of issues when you don't clean your table. And then you get like the fuzz bunnies under the rail, and it just causes major issues. It's such a simple thing to clean a table. And you can see here, I do things in a pattern. Try to go with the grain as much as I can. And you don't want to do this real hard. You don't want to put a bunch of effort straight down into the cloth with your brush. All you're doing is trying to lightly get the dust off the top, the dust and chalk off the top that the vacuum may have missed. Now on a table that's really bad, I would come back with the shop vac once again. Now here, as you can see, I got the duster going down in the gullies as far as I can without, really causing any issues with the duster or with the, the gully itself. So you're just trying to get as much dust out of there as possible. We can't do this enough. I mean, so much dust gets down in the table. And like right here, you could follow this up with a Swiffer, or you should do this a lot until you see very little dust coming out of the table. The more the merrier here. Look at all that dust. And this is a clean table. You can imagine when I go places and it's a dirty table. Like this down here, we need to get in here. All right, for the next part, we're doing the spray, which you can be liberal with the spray, but the key is this should be very, very lightly damp. You should be able to hand this to somebody and they don't even think that it's really wet. They have to check. Like it should not be wet. It should be super, super lightly damp. Anyway, we'll spray it down and get it wiped.
I clean it for you.
Want to help wipe? Don't use that. This is dirty as well. Hold on. Let me do it, and you can finish wiping after I'm done.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you spray it on and just let it sit for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then you wipe it off with your damp rag. Which, if you don't want it on your rail tops, you can go around now and get all the chalk off the rail tops. But let it sit on the cloth for a little. And as you can see, there's a lot of dust and dirt on that rail top as well. As you can see here, I have a clean side of the rag. I'm getting under and on top of the cushion at the same time, trying to get everything I can all the way back to where the rail cloth meets the bed cloth. Then here, flip to another clean side. I'm going straight with the grain up and down. I try to do that as much as I can. And then you really can get in there and dig into the stains. Like the stains, elbow grease is your friend on the stains. The rest of it, I don't go too crazy. I'm just trying to get the chalk off of there. But on the stains and things like that, go ahead and get some elbow grease on there and really dig into them. Now I wiped that out, and then I also wiped out all the pockets as well. So rails, cloth, pockets, and anywhere I can reach all got wiped out with the damp rag and cleaner. Now when you're deep cleaning a table, you can vacuum it more than once, you can brush it more than once, and you can use this cleaner on really, really bad areas. The rest of this down here cleaned up real good. I might hit this skid mark area. Look how good the brake marks came out. Now, I didn't get a whole lot of spray on that brake mark over there, so I'm going to respray a couple areas right here. I'm going to hit the skid mark area on the way to the ball, that brake area, all the brake areas. I'm going to hit one more time, like so. Let it soak and wipe it one more time. All right, now this is my setup after I wipe down the table, is I hit it with a fan and I run the dehumidifier, and you can see that jumped up to 50 on the dehumidifier from like 40, so just me spraying got the room damp. So, and that's a picture of me when I finished 4th in points for the year on the Tiger Tour. Pretty cool. Mom got me that. Thanks, Mom. Table looks super good. Once it's dry, it'll look even better. All those dark marks will go away. Let's wipe it down with some orange glow while we wait for it to dry. All right, so you don't want to get this on the cloth. So when I'm doing the rail tops, I spray it right on the rag and get close to the cloth, but not on it. But like the aprons and the black sides and things like that of the table, you can get it on there. But you don't want this on the cloth, down in the pockets or in the ball return. It will get on the balls and make them all slimy. And this is what it'll look like when you put this stuff on. You just got to let it dry for a little bit and then wipe it off with another damp or another dry microfiber. You don't want that greasiness up there while you're trying to play pool. So you can see orange glow or liquid gold, things like that really, really make a table pop. Now this is what the rails will look like. You have to go around and you have to re-dry them with a dry microfiber. And they'll look really good. All right, same spot after a second wipe. You can see it no more like glistening, and it's just wiped in nice and shiny. Makes everything look super nice. And that's what the wood and everything is gonna look like. But let's get finished up here. All right, we will run the balls while we put the spot on. Knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. And as far as spots go, I do really prefer the championship spots. They're very thin, so they don't obstruct how the ball rolls on the table. All right, so the worst area was this break area. And look at how good it turned out. That was my break area for a while in BJ. This is Pops' break area here. He plays the most here. Look how good that cleaned up. Just a really, really, really good before and after on this table. And guys, get your own personal ball cleaner. Look at insane how good those turn out. Code Dan Mulholland at checkout at perimeterbilliardlights.com. Get you 5% off these amazing lights and these amazing ball cleaners. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you got something out of the video and you learned a little something along the way. If you want to help out the channel and keep me doing this, please go to the website. Shirts, hats, cues, tip tools, the whole 9 yards, even the cleaners on there. And it would mean so much to me if you headed over to the website, link in the description below. Anyway, watch this video right here. I know you're going to love it.